Sunday, February 19, 2023. Sorry for the late start, ladies and gentlemen. You are watching the weekend bilingual news on My Media Prime Television, coming to you live from Douala. Etape, bonsoir.
Bonsoir Joy et mesdames et messieurs, merci de nous rester fidèles, quelles que soient quelques difficultés techniques que nous éprouvons, mais ça ira tout de suite avec quelques modifications. On commence en anglais avec toi Joy.
We begin our newscast with Elections Cameroon. Elecam has published 22 lists of candidates and corresponding political parties to run for the 2023 senatorial elections in Cameroon. The lists are contained in resolution number 002/Elecam/CE of February 2023. Details with Eileen Sama.
Members of the Electoral Board of Elections Cameroon, Elecam, unanimously accepted 22 lists from candidates. The chairperson of Elecam Electoral Board, Dr. Eno Abrams Egbe, while presenting the list of accepted candidates, said they arrived at the list after a careful examination of candidacy files based on provisions of the Electoral Code. Dr. Eno Egbe added that they examined a total of 32 lists of candidatures that were presented by 13 political parties for March 12, 2023 upcoming elections. It is worth highlighting that out of the 22 lists of candidates accepted from the 32, 10 belong to the CPDM party. More so, the CPDM is also the only party presenting approved candidates in all 10 regions of Cameroon. Meantime, according to the resolution published, the CPDM party shall run without any contester in the South and Southwest regions, while the SDF has been approved to run for elections in the West and Northwest regions. PCRN is running in the Littoral region. It should be noted that lists were rejected from the UPC, JDC, and UCDI parties. However, the NUDP party is presenting candidates in 4 regions of the country, while the CDU party, the CPNR, and others are stepping in to the race to pick their first ever senators. Nonetheless, political parties whose lists were rejected have 72 hours to petition the Cameroon Constitutional Council, while the Constitutional Council will have to react to the petition within a period of 10 days after the deadline for submitting petitions expires. But official campaigns, prelude to the March 12 senatorial elections in Cameroon, begins on February 25, 2023.
The commander of the multinational Joint Task Force, Major General Abdul Khalifa Ibrahim, has offered financial packages to elements of Sector 1 of the task force who sustained injuries during Operation Lake Sanity. During the visit, the general brought back kids who had fled from Boko Haram captivity in Chad to reunite with their parents. Nolinga completes the story.
In 2022, the Multinational Joint Task Force (MNJTF) carried out its biggest operation in its history, Operation Lake Sanity, which led to the death of over 800 Boko Haram fighters. The 75-day operation in the Lake Chad Basin also left 16 Cameroonian soldiers wounded, which explains the commander of the MNJTF's donation of a financial package to these victims.
By the rules of the Multinational Joint Task Force, when we have operation, we have a little compensation that we give. So that is what I did, giving them a sign of hope, a sign that we appreciate their sacrifice.
The commander also handed to Sector 1 of the force some children who escaped from the Boko Haram captivity.
Where they took them to, they were able to escape. So after escaping, the Chadian soldiers on patrol found them. And that's why they handed them over, because after interrogation, they found out that they are not Chadian children.
Meantime, the soldiers have been encouraged to keep combating the sect so that Boko Haram can one day become history.
Gabriel Doudoun Doke Forever, le ministre des Mines, des Industries et du Développement technologique a rejoint la terre de ses ancêtres hier samedi dans son village natal à Batouri. Son oraison funèbre était présidée par le chef de gouvernement, Chief Dr Joseph John Gouté, représentant personnel du président de la République, son Excellence Paul Biya, en présence d'une quinzaine de hauts commis de la République et autorités administratives de la région de l'Est, à l'occurrence le gouverneur Grégoire Ngong et le préfet de la KD, Djadé Tchakouba. Jean Didier raconte.
Il s'appelait Gabriel Dodondoké, ancien ministre des Mines et du Développement technologique, porté à la terre de ses ancêtres à Batouri, dans le caveau familial où est enterré son père. Ce samedi 18 février 2023. L'oraison funèbre, dite au quartier Tripano, a vu la présence d'une quinzaine de membres du gouvernement, du gouverneur de la région de l'Est, Grégoire Ngong, du préfet du département de l'Acadie, Djada Yakouba, autour du premier ministre Joseph John Gouté, le représentant officiel du président de la République, Paul Biya. C'est donc une page importante qui se referme sur l'un des plus jeunes ministres du gouvernement John Gouté, disparu brutalement des suites des morts subites. Les causes de son décès sont encore à élucider. Ici à Batouri, ses proches crient vengeance, mais remettent entièrement ce décès entre les mains du Tout-Puissant. Moment émouvant de la cérémonie, les témoignages. D'abord, la famille du défunt, son fils aîné et le chef de famille en second. Les collègues, membres du gouvernement, les ministres Joseph Lé et Wakata Bolvin. Le ministère des Mines, par le secrétaire d'État, Foukalussi Gentry. Enfin, le comité central, par Bernard Wongolo. Tous déplorent le départ subit de cet espoir de la région de l'Est, promis à un avenir meilleur. Fait commandeur de l'Ordre national de la valeur à titre posthume par le Premier ministre Joseph John Gouté. Il était environ 16h30 lorsque la terre de Batouri se referma sur Gabriel Dodondoké au cours d'une oraison funèbre dite par l'évêque du diocèse de Batouri. Adieu, monsieur le ministre des Mines, que la terre de tes ancêtres te soit légère.
Une jeune femme de 26 ans a été retrouvée morte hier soir à Kribi dans la boutique de vêtements où elle travaillait tous les jours. Elle aurait été assassinée en plein boulot à l'insu des voisins. Une enquête est ouverte pour élucider les circonstances de ce crime crapuleux. Identifié par les forces de maintien de l'ordre, le corps sans vie de la jeune Sylvie a été placé à la morgue de l'hôpital de district de la cité balnéaire du Sud. Ce drame intervient alors qu'on a encore en mémoire la mort d'une belle de nuit qui avait été retrouvée non loin du même endroit il y a de cela un mois, pratiquement dans des circonstances similaires.
A 26-year-old girl by name Sylvie Ndoki has been discovered dead in her shop in Kribi, south region of the country. Her neighbors discovered her in her own pool of blood and alerted the forces of law and order. Investigations have been opened to determine the exact causes of her death, as Derek Jato tells us.
Traffic at standstill. Not far from the King roundabout. We are in Kribi South region of Cameroon, where this 26-year-old girl by name Sylvie Ndoki has been discovered dead, lying in her own pool of blood in her shop where she used to sell dresses, her neighbors say. No one knows what actually happened before she was killed. But to many here, Sylvine Doki was a kind and calm girl.
Elle était une fille gentille, joviale. Et comme c'est mon ami, je venais constamment faire mes achats d'habits là-bas. Bon.
I used to come and buy from her shop, this one says. She was a very good girl. I am very touched to hear this bad news, he added.
Ça me fait tellement mal.
At press time, investigations were open to examine the exact cause of the death of this 26-year-old Cameroonian killed in her own shop the night of February 18, 2023 in Kribi. Her corpse has been deposited at the Kribi District Mortuary.
Now, in line with the fight against hate speech and other social ills in Cameroon, Defy Hate Now Cameroon has visited and donated items to some schools and a disability center in Douala. This was during their outreach program, which took place on the 16th and 17th of February 2023 here in the economic capital. Now, Ewane accompanied the team and compiled the following.
The upsurge in hate speech, violence, misinformation and disinformation has in recent times posed a threat to the reign of peace in the country. Reports reveal the social media has increasingly been used to incite violence, hate, mismal and disinformation against an individual or a people. It is within this backdrop that Defy Hate Now Cameroon visited some secondary schools and disability centers stationed at Bonaberi Douala Littoral region to drill students and youths on the responsible use of social media, social cohesion and dangers of hate speech, to name a few, especially towards people with special needs.
At Defy Hate Now, we work to counter hate speech and violence, and we know that this particular type of children are usually subject to discrimination, they are subject to stigmatization. We even have parents who are not able to say openly that they have children with deficiencies, but we are here to encourage each and every one of them to also see beyond this disability and see an ability in their children and find ways to also harness their potentials so that they too can contribute to make Cameroon a better country.
Via 2-day tour in Douala, which took place February 16 and 17, 2023, also involved media visitation and sensitization as part of commemorative activities to mark the 57th Youth Day celebration in Cameroon.
And what actually inspired this visit is the fact that we just celebrated the National Youth Day, and we know this is a day when youth all over Cameroon are celebrated, they are also showcasing their talent. But we also ask ourselves, what about these children with special needs, children who need special attention, children who have deficiencies? How do they also celebrate this day? And we're happy to learn that most of them were able to join during the march past. They were able to carry out some arts and cultural activities. And today, as we saw during our visit, we realized that there are also people who have a voice and they need to be considered in the community.
To the authorities of this disability center, these children with special needs need great support and should not be undermined.
Alors, la Madi Life Foundation, c'est un centre de rééducation et de réadaptation pour enfants à besoins spécifiques.
This is a rehabilitation center for children with special needs. So here we have children with hearing impaired, visual impaired, and others. We've been here since 2016 and we started with just 2 kids. And of course, today the number has multiplied. So we are here to sensitize the public not to hold back their children because of what the people will say. Our arms are open to take them in and nurture them so that they can do 1 or 2 things on their own. But we need to understand that these children need our help for the rest of their life. So we need to always be available for them. That's why here we do more of creative art, sport, dance, games, and of course help those who can to go to school for social inclusion.
On leur permet de repartir à l'école pour l'inclusion sociale.
While calling on the population to consider children with disabilities as people with special abilities, Team Defy Hate Now also advocates for a hate-free Cameroon the responsible use of social media, and the promotion of peace and social cohesion in Cameroon.
Parlons à présent cinéma pour parler justement du film Wakanda dont vous avez eu certainement l'occasion de regarder dans les salles de cinéma. Et puis la France s'insurge contre l'utilisation de la tenue militaire consacrée à Bakam pour jouer le rôle de l'oppresseur. Plus de détails avec Gladys Pomotonkina.
En rapport avec le cinéma, le ministre français de la Défense Sébastien Lecornu a réagi au fait que dans le film Black Panther Wakanda Forever, les criminels qui ont semé le chaos au Mali sont représentés avec un uniforme similaire aux uniformes portés par les soldats français. Ceci est dû à un récent tweet du journaliste français Jean Bexton en rapport avec cette phrase dans la dernière production américaine Marvel qui disait « Les mauvais mercenaires français qui opèrent au Mali sont habillés comme des soldats de l'opération Barkhane ». Ce tweet public, si Sébastien Lecornu a déclaré qu'il condamne fermement cette représentation mensongère et trompeuse des forces armées françaises. Également, il pense et rend hommage aux 58 soldats français qui sont morts en défendant le Mali à sa demande face au groupe terroriste dont elle fait face. Suite à ceci, les réseaux sociaux ont attiré l'attention du public dont le film tourné à Gao semblerait rejeter le martyre que vivent les Maliens entre les mains des troupes françaises. Une image qui aurait poussé certains militants africains à déclarer que ces scènes seraient très familières à leur vécu. Pourtant, le journaliste français Bergson aurait également souligné que dans les coulisses du film tourné dans les studios américains, les États-Unis seraient d'une manière ou d'une autre mal à l'aise avec la présence de la France en Afrique.
Et puis en sport, Mercato, André Onana est inscrit dans la liste des joueurs à transférer dans son club Inter de Milan. Le joueur camerounais serait sollicité à Tottenham pour remplacer l'international français Loris. Liliane Fogouin nous en dit plus.
Placé sur la liste des joueurs à transférer, André Onana a déjà un potentiel successeur dans les buts de l'Inter Milan. Il s'agit de Tottenham qui a manifesté son intérêt pour l'international camerounais. Le directeur sportif du club italien s'est rendu à Londres en Angleterre lors du dernier mercato. Ce dernier serait entré en contact avec Neto, le gardien brésilien de Bournemouth, en passant par le FC Barcelone. Il devra donc probablement signer avec l'Inter en cas de départ du Camerounais. Il faut toutefois noter que le portier camerounais demeure coéquipier avec les Nerazzurri car il est encore sous contrat jusqu'en juin 2027. Un bon thème avec le club italien, c'est la situation financière de ce dernier qui impose le départ aux interistes. L'Inter a notifié les autres clubs sur la disponibilité du titulaire indiscutable camerounais en échange d'un chèque compris entre 25 et 30 millions d'euros. Dans le souci de remplacer Hugo Lloris qui se fait de plus en plus vieux, le club londonien pourrait passer à l'offensive dès le mercato prochain, ce qui écouterait donc le séjour d'André Onana à Milan.
We stay in sports. The indomitable Lionesses of Cameroon yesterday defeated Thailand in the Women World Cup playoffs to keep their hopes of reaching the grand competition alive. However, they must defeat Portugal on Wednesday for this to happen. Details of this story and more sports updates with Magdala Eyong-Bissong.
The indomitable Lionesses of Cameroon have beaten Thailand by 2-0 at the 2023 FIFA Women's World Cup qualifiers playoff ongoing in New Zealand. The game was played at the Waikato Stadium, Hamilton, on Saturday morning. Forward Gabriel Abudi Ongene, team captain, came off the bench and scored twice to secure a big win for the indomitable Lionesses, who will now face Portugal in the decisive game. Michaela Abam and Chu Njoya Ajara wasted glaring chances in the early segments of the game. On the other hand, goalkeeper Ange Bawu was kept busy but did well to twat away Thailand's offensive. It needed a VAR check to deny Cameroon a possible penalty at the 70th minute when Abam's shot appeared to have deflected off the hand of a Thai defender. Coach Gabriel Zabo made his first substitution of the game with just a quarter of an hour left to play when captain Gabriel AWUDU was brought in for Michaela Abam. AWUDU made an instant impact as she was in the right place to tap in Ajara's pass at the 80th minute to put Cameroon in front. And 2 minutes later, she scored the second. But unfortunately, Cameroon was reduced to 10 after goalkeeper Ange Baou was shown red in added time. And so, forward Tatiana Ewodo Ekogo finished the game at goal after coach Zabo had already exploited all his substitutions. This victory for Cameroon means they will now face Portugal in the final decider game on February 22nd. The winner of the game will secure one of the 3 tickets for the 2023 FIFA Women's World Cup to be jointly hosted by Australia and New Zealand in July and August this year. In the meantime, Haiti women's national team defeated African opposition Senegal 4-0 in the opening match of the 2023 FIFA Women's World Cup playoffs tournament. And so Haiti will now face Chile with the winner qualifying for the FIFA Women's World Cup. Following this win, Sundowns are now outright leaders of Group B with 6 points from 2 games and are now on a 15-match winning streak. It was Cottonsport of Garoua's forward Pasian Wasu who scored the lone consolatory goal for the Cottonites.
The report by Magdala Eyong Bisong brings us to the end of this edition of the Weekend Bilingual News on My Media Prime Television, produced by Christian Tebong and coordinated by Editor-in-Chief Faith Tata. Have a great evening. Thank you for watching. Quentin Etape, passe une bonne soirée.
Passe également une très belle soirée. Joy, ainsi va le monde en ce dimanche 19 février 2023. Merci de nous avoir suivis. Restez scotchés sur Ma Media Prime Télévision.
Welcome to a new world of TV broadcasting. My Media Prime. News,